Hey everyone, Joe here, Radio 690 ADV. Today we're going to get into luggage. Yep, hard luggage, soft luggage. What's the better choice for off-road travel? Coming up next on the Radio 690 ADV. KTM North Texas is your headquarters for everything KTM and your one-stop shop. Hey guys, Joe here, 690 ADV. Are you looking for a new KTM bike? Yeah, they got them. They got adventures, enduros, dirt, racing, street. Parts and service? Yeah, they got it. KTM North Texas is one of the largest aftermarket parts suppliers and repair shops in the state of Texas. Yeah, Texas. They don't just service KTM. They service most every major brand out there. If you're needing a fix or just getting race ready, you needing some new gear? Yeah, KTM North Texas, they got it. From helmets to jackets, pants, boots, goggles, tires, rims, new plastics, and so much more. So if you want great deals and to be treated just like family, don't wait. Call 817-275-2228 or text 682-465-6637. Or you can just email Bert directly at bert@slmracing.com. Don't forget, tell him 690 ADV sent you. That way you get your discount. Hey, what is up? What's going on, everybody? Joe here, Radio 690 ADV. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for giving me your time. And thanks for listening to the podcast. And if you're listening on YouTube, we appreciate you on that end too. Anyway, today we're going to talk about luggage and what's the better choice for adventure traveling, especially off-road. That's really the big thing. On the road, it's not that big of a deal. You know, you can pretty much get away with almost anything when you're traveling on the road. But off-road, is there truly a better choice? I think so. And that's why we're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about the differences between the luggage. We're not going to beat it to death, but if you are getting into dual sporting and you are dual sporting, and I'm sure some people will chime in, especially on our YouTube channel, and if you want to on our podcast, just remember, if this is your first time, hit subscribe, be part of us, you know, whether it's on iTunes or any of the platforms that are out there, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, any of those. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, don't forget youtube.com/690ADV. Hit that subscribe button, click that bell, make sure you basically get updates on everything that we do. Luggage. Hard versus soft for off-road travel. It comes up quite a bit, and you've got people that will voice their opinion in both directions. For adventure traveling or dual sporting or enduro or whatever you want to call it. I mean, everybody's got their own way of what they believe and what they don't believe. The question is, excuse me, is what type of traveling are you going to do? And if you're just going out with a bunch of buddies and you're going to be doing, you know, your street travel, like say 60% of the time and 40% off-road, the question is what type of off-roading are you going to be doing? That kind of really makes a big deal in dictating which type of luggage that you're needing. And I think I've got quite a few people that can back that up for me and agree on that. It really depends on what type of environment you're going to be in. If you're just going to be on dirt roads or fire roads, you're not going to be, you know, weaving in and out of trees and doing things like that. Well, I love hard luggage. I think hard luggage is awesome. It's nice. It's easy to get into. You can organize your items pretty well inside of hard luggage. You know, you can lock them up. Like if you come into a little town and you want to get some breakfast or you want to, you know, get some lunch or something like that. Or if you've got to go into a grocery store or anything like that. That's the huge major plus, you know. And if you're doing just fire roads or if you're just doing gravel roads or something like that, then the hard luggage is, man, it's hard to beat. I'm not going to lie to you. It's super, super hard to beat hard luggage. But the downside to the hard luggage is it's bulky. It sticks out on both sides. A lot of times, riders forget what their width is because depends on what type of hard luggage you're using. You can be put outside of your handlebar range. And a lot of riders sometimes will forget about that. If you've ever been riding, and it's happened to me, and I've used hard luggage, especially when I had my BMW F800 GSA, traveling off road between, riding between trees and rocks and stuff like that, I have had my pannier hit a tree and some rocks, and it's kind of it wakes you up very quickly because it jars the bike. They don't like to pop off unless you hit them hard enough, and then you dent your box. They're not cheap, and it kind of will almost ruin your day just a little bit, on the hard luggage side. So I definitely say if that's the type of off-roading you're going to be doing, I would definitely say hard luggage is fantastic. Now, the type of riding that I like to do, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I want to be prepared. I totally want to be prepared for what I'm doing. So I use soft luggage. I use the Giant Loop system. I have a Great Basin and a Coyote bag. I think they're fantastic. I think they do a great job. I'm not affiliated with with Giant Loop or anything like that, but I do like their bags. They're nice. They're waterproof. They come with great pods that go inside of them. Plus I use my own dry bags and river bags that I stuff inside of them, and they do a really good job. Now, here's the plus to the soft luggage, and you be the judge on what you want, because not everybody's going to be the same. So I'm not saying mine's better than the other. If you have hard luggage, you can make it work for sure, 100%. It's fantastic. Just be aware that where it's at, and if you've been riding for years, I don't need to tell you anything. You already know what's going on. But if you're new, definitely it's an eye-opener. If that happens, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. So, but onto the soft luggage, the pluses for the soft luggage, and then I'll give the pluses and minuses of both at the very end. But the pluses are soft luggage. It's light. It doesn't weigh anything. They don't take that long to put on. They're not as fast as a lot of the hard luggage that's out there that have the quick connects, but they're pretty quick. The kicker is they're light and they move. That's really kind of the big thing, especially if you're going off-road, is that if you do hit a rock or you do hit a tree and it does hit your luggage, but most soft luggage, unless you get some of this newer stuff like Moscow Moto, some of the Giant Loop, like their World Traveler bags or something like that, you're going to be inside that handlebar width. So if the handlebar makes it, everything else makes it, which is really pretty cool. It makes it pretty nice. But even if it doesn't, and you do kind of slap that back end on the bag, soft bags are very forgiving. They're super, super forgiving. You almost don't even know that it really happened. But the nice thing is it keeps them nice and light and tight to the bike, and it's nice. The things that you got to get your head wrapped around is it takes a little bit longer to pack. Sometimes it depends on if you're familiar with your stuff. If you're like me, I have areas that it doesn't matter what happens. It always goes in the same spot every single time. So when I pack up, it's actually pretty quick because I have a system, and it's always good to try to make sure that you put a system together whenever you're traveling. That way you can unpack and pack quickly, and you're not spending time messing, with getting set up or packing up to leave for the day to head to your, to hit the road and get to your next campsite. But that's really the main kicker to it, is that it's very super, super light, and the luggage is cheaper. That I will say, it is cheaper. Not always, okay? It depends on which soft system you get. Wolfman's are not cheap. Moscow Moto's not cheap. Giant Loop, bang for buck, I just don't see how you can beat them. It works great. Guys swear by them, especially a lot of your enduro bike guys. And it's light. I want to say like 2 pounds for that bag that I can stuff as much as those giant panniers you see even on the GS 1200s and stuff like that. So it's really pretty cool. But that's the main reason for soft luggage, is the weight factor. That's really what it boils down to, the weight. And weight does not seem like a big deal until you get off-road. When you get off-road, you feel every ounce to every pound that is on the back of that bike. And it can be a little discomforting, so you just want to pay attention. That's all. It depends. Some guys don't care. And if you don't care and you don't do a lot of heavy off-road, then man, I definitely say the hard panniers are fantastic. So what are the pluses and minuses between the soft bags and the hard bags? Hard bags, the minuses, cost. Anytime that you ding them, it just ruins your day, because you pay so much money for them. I think my BMW hard luggage bags were $1,600 just for the boxes. They're like $800 a side. It's ridiculous. But you can get different types that are out there. But the cost, mainly, it's going to be the money. Secondary, they're bulky. They stick out, and they're heavy. They're not light. There's no such thing as a light pannier. I don't care what anyone says. I've seen them all. I've seen everything from Happy Trails to Jivvy Trekkers to my BMWs, which are the TourTech. They're not light. You're sitting between with the rack system that attaches to the bike to that. It's heavy. You're sitting at least around probably close to 30 pounds or more before you even put any luggage into your bike or onto your bike. Pluses, they're great on the road. Easy to get into. Easy to pack up. Most of them you can take them off. You can use them as a chair, so you don't even have to pack a chair. You can use them as a table. There's so many different things that you can do to them. That's the really cool thing. But the weight factor, the cost factor, and then the off-road makes it pretty difficult off-road with panniers, especially in technical terrain. So that's hard luggage. That's the negatives. Soft luggage, definitely the negatives to the soft luggage. They're harder to pack. They're not as easy to get into and out of. The cost factor it depends on which system you get. Some of them are just really not that cheap. So you really got to kind of do your kudos and do your research to make sure that you pick the right luggage for what you want to do, especially in the soft luggage. Taking them on and off, unless you take a lot of time and practice, they take way more longer to put on and take off if you need to get them off. But that's really about it. The positives to them, they're the best for the off-road. I don't care what anyone says. Soft luggage beats hard luggage, hands down off-road, especially in technical. And that's really what it boils down to. If you're in anything that's somewhat technical, you definitely want to have soft luggage. It's in good soft luggage, not cheap soft luggage like $99, Amazon. You want something that's reputable and been around. But they're lighter. You can shave your weight by 50% or more versus hard luggage. It makes it more easier to maneuver the bike. You can get in tighter trails if you want to with the soft luggage, and it's easier to manage. So between the two, you just need to figure out what you're doing and what you want to do, and that will dictate the luggage that you want. I've done it both ways. I'm a soft luggage guy. Back to soft luggage. I started with soft and then I went to hard and I'm back to soft luggage again. For me, it works best. For you, do what's best for you. But these are some of the pros and cons of soft luggage and hard luggage and what maybe you may want to, think about picking up whenever you want to get your first set of luggage or something like that. Check out maybe Giant Loop. Maybe they have all different types. They're fantastic. Moscow Moto is very, very good. Jivvy's got some new stuff that's coming out that's really pretty neat. Nelson Riggs got some pretty nice stuff too. Hard luggage, man, it's all across the board. Just figure out what works with your bike because you'll have to have a hard rack put on first and then make sure that system will work with your rack. Just because you go and search and you see a nice piece of luggage, it doesn't necessarily mean that luggage is going to work for your bike. You need to make sure that it works for your bike. So do the research, put in the year, make, model, and usually the manufacturer of the bags will let you know if it'll work or it won't work. Anyway, my name's Joe, Radio 698V. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out and listening to about luggage. And like I said, if this is your first time, make sure you hit subscribe, be part of the channel, be part of everything. It's 698EV at gmail.com for any questions or anything that you need to know. So don't forget, find us on youtube.com/698EV and also on all the podcast platforms. We appreciate you. You guys have a great day. Be safe out there and ride hard. 690 out.